What's up, y'all? Andre, Big CEO Reed here with Garage Talks. I got a special guest today. We're gonna talk about a lot, man. We're gonna dig deep into some shit that is tough on us. We both had some big losses that I'm pretty sure people who watch this podcast is gonna resonate to, right? But we also built some strengths together, doing some different things together too. So we're gonna talk a lot about some boxing, a lot about losses of fathers. I got a special guest. This is my cousin, man. It's my family. Got my cousin Mari, man. I'm glad you out here, bro. He took that drive from
Man,
Chicago, come to Minnesota. So I'm
definitely
glad
was
to see
worth
you,
it,
bro.
cuz, man.
Man, but how you
Definitely was
doing,
worth it.
man? How was the trip?
Man, the trip. It was boring. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not a real long distance type of person, but just we made it the best we can. We had fun
Yeah.
along the way. You
Yeah.
know,
I'm glad because I'm from Chicago. My family from Chicago. And I lived in Minnesota now since what? Shit, I want to say like sixth, seventh grade. I moved back and forth. But I say originally like ninth grade. But I always come back and forth to the city. And I'm always coming to y'all career. So it feels good
man,
for y'all to come out here. It's
definitely,
sad
man.
that like it's been unfortunate situations that made y'all have to come out
Come
here, but God do things in crazy situations. So now
right.
we get to come back and forth and y'all come out here. So I'm glad to be
Yeah,
able to see y'all out here though.
I'm
But
glad we kind of out here this time on a positive note. Like,
facts.
congratulations, man. You got a baby upcoming.
My second son, but this is my eighth. My second
Nah,
son, but it's
you
my eighth.
you
Yeah.
definitely got a village for sure.
Man,
But
yeah.
I can tell like the love that you're pouring in it definitely worth it, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I learned that I'm definitely gonna be rich financially, but right now I'm rich spiritually and I'm rich with love because I didn't really get to grow up with it in the way that
Mm,
I wish that a lot of people did, and I wish that I would have. But I'm blessed to be where I'm at now, and I got love
yeah,
every fucking well. So I'm happy for it, though.
no,
Hell
definitely.
yeah. First, we just kind of talk about, it's dope that we got two bonds. One bond is kind of a tough bond. We'll get
For sure.
into, and I got some brothers back in the city too that I know for sure can relate to this. So just us being young black men losing our fathers at a young age.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I know that's tough. That's what I want to kind of get into. But also boxing, I think that's dope. Me being a professional boxer, I ain't really had nobody in the family that took anything like this
right.
serious. And so now to see Cuz doing it, and he doing this thing and taking it serious, and you want to take it to the next level, you got some goals. I
Yeah,
think that's dope. I cheer anybody on that be trying to do that. I be saying, like I tell all the time, I think it's dope when you see people who got a vision or a goal to do something, and then you see them actually doing that. Like
yeah,
instead of giving yourself excuses. So I just
yeah,
think that's
definitely.
dope. To see you finna start that journey.
Yeah,
But
man. It's so far. I think that it's really just my technically it's really my third time getting into it since I took started when I was 11, did it again when I was 12, and then I fell off of it to pursue football, which was really like a long term goal of mine. But it was really football was something that I loved, but it wasn't something that I started because that was the love of the game. I started it because I wanted to use that, like every other black kid. I want to play this sport to get mom out the hood. But I started boxing was honestly something that I genuinely enjoyed. Now, like the first time I got into it, it was because I was fighting at school. I was gonna fight these three brothers, and my mama was like, "Nah, you can't be doing that. Like, I gotta put you. I gotta make sure you know how to fight. Like, I've been fighting my whole life though. Like, fighting
yeah,
my big cousins,
yeah,
fighting brother, sister, stepdad, and fighting everybody. I fight a
yeah.
lot in school, so it's crazy to see now how just me being an athlete and me always having needing an outlet. And I used to always use sports as an outlet because I played almost every sport in the book. Like I got a city championship in bowling. I done did discus. I done did shot put. I done ran. I done did it all. Cause but boxing is truly something that I genuinely enjoy. Like it's so relaxing and it's so fun to really study the game and there's so many different things. It feel like it's never ending. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm the type of person that I like to learn. So something that's never ending and it's always something I can learn from. It's something that's always intriguing to me.
Yeah. That's dope, man. I'm glad to hear that. That's super because that's how I feel too. And boxing came to my life during a time where I felt lost and I felt like I always had a lot of aggression. Like you said, like I ain't gonna say I fought a lot, but fighting family, I always was fighting
Yeah,
cousins and everything. Everybody older, you always into it with them. But I
definitely.
ain't gonna say I really got into a lot of street fights because people didn't really want to fight me. I
Fight
think I had that
same here.
edge in me that people just didn't want to try me and shit though. But I always wanted to let something out. So especially once life got crazy and life got tough, God showed me where the ring was at, and it was like, yeah, I fell in love with this right here. This is what I need to keep balance.
Yeah,
But speaking of just, we touched on a little bit about boxing, but speaking on, life get hard. For me, that's how I fell in love with boxing. You say you started boxing like 11.
yeah. And
How long was how old were you when you lost your pops?
when I lost my pops, I was, if I'm not mistaken, I was either 3 or 4 years old. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you was young.
I was real
I
young.
was young too, but I remember a little bit
Yeah,
when it happened. But yeah, I was young too,
yeah, I
bro.
was young too. That's a tough loss.
Yeah,
That's something that most young boys don't really get to you really express for real. It took me a long time to really heal from that type of stuff.
yeah,
And that wasn't something. Healing came way later in life, honestly. So I went a long time. Just being lost, not knowing who I am, not knowing what to look up to.
yeah,
And I wouldn't say that I didn't have other father figures that came after that, but it was definitely hard not having a biological stand factor there because I'm looking in the mirror and seeing the man
yeah,
who made me, but I don't really know who he is, so I kind of
man.
don't even know who I am.
And you had your stepfather in your life for a long,
A
pretty much
long
almost your
time,
whole life, huh?
yeah,
And see, that's crazy because how life do things, man, and life full circle. And it's just me off the head right now. Like
right,
you done had your father since you was like 3, but you had another man that was around that really stood
yeah, that
up
really
though,
stepped up, yeah,
really
and then
stepped up. And it's like I'm kind of in that position time, with my
yeah,
stepkids. So it'd be like, man, they wasn't the thing is about them. They didn't lose their father. You lost your father. So I know
right.
that's so much trauma. But speak on that. Like how you feel about that with having a stepfather step up even
Um,
when you was lost.
Honestly, I feel like it's good. It give you a because all boys when you're young, you kind of want to take after and look up to somebody. So
Yeah.
you search for guidance naturally. I think that I wouldn't say like not just him alone. I had a lot of family friends. So I would say I was raised by a village, but my stepdad, he really helped a lot of. I would say he really helped with me just hygiene wise, because young boys they need help with their hygiene,
Yeah.
and it took me a while to grasp on. But I honestly say like he really helped me. That was the biggest thing he helped me with, for sure, for sure. Every I'm more so like a self efficient person, but that was one area in my younger
every
years that I
every
needed help
young
with.
boy at a certain age, man, that between 13 to 16, you just stanky for some
Yeah,
reason. Like I don't
wash
know
that
what it
ass,
is,
man. Wash
man.
your
I
ass.
don't know, but I'm dealing with the same step kids now, and I was one. I ain't gonna act like I
Yeah,
wasn't. We all was one at
man.
one point,
Every
like
boy was a stanky kid at one
man.
point, man.
And it's funny
You
because I
gotta
had
grow
I
up.
had my daddy, pops,
Yeah.
and he's be like, man, I come around here and I smell your ass, you stink. I'm beating you. So I used to make sure, my daddy don't play that. I gotta make sure because that's
Nah.
facts though. Like my
Hey,
daddy
okay,
definitely
play.
didn't play about
I
hygiene.
can't play.
Hygiene is
Definitely, he ain't
definitely a
play
man.
about you stinking. He ain't play about you coming up with your shoes dirty. For
Okay,
sure, for sure, with them shoes.
man, pops did
For
not play
sure, for
that
sure.
because he feel like should nobody know what you got in your pocket. If anything, people should think you got something in your pocket because you walk by, you should smell good, you should look good.
Definitely.
They won't give a
That's
fuck what you got.
that's
You
the
should
things I
smell good and
definitely
look good,
live about now, man. Like
man.
definitely, bro. And it honestly took me a while because going through them. Another thing too, I lost another father figure in my life, which was really my granddad. He was the person who really stepped up in my younger years of my life and
When did you
still.
lose? When did you lose your granddad?
I lost
Oh
my
yeah,
granddad in
TT.
2020.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
TT dad, yeah.
he was another person who stepped up and came in that father role when I was younger. Helped out the fam. Just sat there and really poured into me
Yeah,
as far as like um, lessons on how to be a man. What to take care of, how to provide for family. What it means to be selfless
yeah,
and really put love in the world and how that can come back to you. And then once he passed, your father was always there a lot when I was in my younger years too, but it was more so my granddad was really the mule of the family.
yeah.
He carried everybody
For
on his
sure.
back. But then once he passed, that's when Unc stepped up. That's when he really instilled all of who I really am today. I would say that like
Yeah, yeah,
my granddad really he dropped dimes in my life that I later picked up on.
yeah, for sure.
Like
That's what grandparents do though,
yeah,
for sure.
like I didn't
Yeah.
like none of the stuff he used to do. Like hated sitting at the bowling alley with him, and I'm a bowling alley. I hated working on cars with him, and I love working on cars. But man, like but he Unks came in later. Once my granddad passed, he really was there. And he really stepped up and was like, man, like he told me, me and him used to hang out every day, all day, like no bullshit, every day, all day. Like he'd call me, nephew, on my side. I'm all right back. I'm what you want. Whole time. So, I really got a chance to really he really got a chance to talk to me and really open up and tell me a lot of deep stuff about his life.
Mm-hmm.
It was just back and forth. And he gave me a lot of lessons, a lot of game about just being a man, I want to say one of the biggest lessons he ever taught me on some real shit was foundation, and how he's saying like his foundation was his family. And your foundation can be. I look at it is different to why he look at it, but it bounce off each other. His foundation was like a floor that you can bounce off of when you need, when you go low. My definition of foundation is fertile soil. You plant those seeds. Your foundation is somewhere you can plant seeds and watch them sprout. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, within your foundation, sometimes you have cracks and stuff, and you gotta, do that work to fill those cracks. And that's
Yeah.
another lesson he taught me about foundation. Like when your foundation start breaking apart, you want to invest in that because
Mm-hmm.
what's grounded is what's gonna keep you above.
That's one thing that I took from him too, because he definitely was big on me about foundation. And I like how you like, you would say like, yeah, he had his term because pops. One thing about my daddy, he wasn't like an educational person. He
Yeah,
knew stuff from the streets. 'Cause that's how he
streets.
learned. So he learned a
Yeah,
lot. So his word is one always the best. But yeah, like when I heard that too, what I got was exactly what you saying. Like foundation, like to a house. When you go
yeah,
look for a house, we don't care about how anything is fucked up. We'll fix all
yeah.
this. But if that foundation
Foundation got
done, you can't do nothing with that
over.
house. So it's like you want to make sure your foundation is straight and solid because anything else, once cricks and cracks, once the devil come through, once everything, we can fix that. We can paint that. We can do. But if our foundation over is, yeah, your legacy done. You can't.
Yeah,
Your
definitely.
family ain't got no trust, no bond in there.
No,
You can't do
definitely. And then
nothing. So
there's the structure gonna fall easy,
yeah,
when the foundation messed up. It's only a matter of time before that fall.
yeah,
So you gotta build on solid ground. And then what I said about the fertile soil, just plant your seeds in grounds that's prosperous.
yeah. Which
That's
go
what I
back to
look
what
at.
you were saying too. Like how you were saying your grandpa was like, being selfless, making sure you
Yeah.
give to others.
Give to others.
I heard somebody say something like, once you get knowledge, you're supposed to give it to somebody. One
Definitely.
thing about our family that I love that I want to point out, we grew up with a lot of men in our family. I got a lot of friends that I grew up around them. They don't got a lot of men in their families, a lot of
Yeah.
women. No disrespect to women, but we have so many men that
Yeah.
that's just how we learn. Like I grew up that whenever I see a man older than me, I know for a fact he finna tell me something. Even if it's, hey young blood, put your watch on the other hand. He gave
Yeah.
me he gonna give me something. If he ain't got no money,
Definitely.
he's gonna tell me something. Like that's just how we, hey, pick your shoulders up. We don't put
Yeah.
your,
Don't
like
carry your head down.
yeah,
Keep
like
your chin up when you
all
say that.
day we never not heard something of,
Nah,
some type of
definitely.
wisdom, some type of knowledge. And it's like we was blessed to have that.
Definitely, because
Like
it made us strong. It made us men, bro. Like
really, for
I'm
real.
I'm I'm young and I'm only 20, but to the masses, to the majority that really know me, like they look at me like I'm 40, 30 within this realm of knowledge, because I don't carry myself as a kid.
Yeah,
I had to grow up fast.
yeah,
Being in the streets of
yeah.
Chicago, I think all young boys kind of got to grow up fast, but I was pushed even further because of my family. Being around so
Mm-hmm.
many men, so I was put in positions where I really had to, learn the game quicker.
Yeah, facts. One thing too that I like, man, just speaking on game and knowledge, I love that no matter what my pops been through and what he did and what he represented or whatever, he always tried to teach us something positive. Like one thing he taught all
Definitely.
of us, I can say every young boy in our family know how to cut grass.
Hey,
you gonna know how to
come
cut
on now.
grass in this family. He not playing with you. You
Come
you
on
know
now.
how to do all that. Like
You already know how I'm
he
coming with the. You already know how I'm coming with the grass, man. I wanna touch back into that for a second because that was a big turning point in my life. For a lot of reasons. Good and bad. Um, Honestly, I wish that at the time I was more so honest with him about the whole landscaping thing because I remember he taught me landscaping, and I'm the one who really picked it up from him and tried to take it to a whole new level. And I was going good with it for a second, but I went to college, and then college football, it was too much, so I kind of fell back off of it. But I'm kind of glad I did because it gave me time to really see what I really like. No, don't get me wrong. Like I love landscaping. It's a form of art for me. I get to sit there and like I can really show you can really see when I do it. Like people used to tell me like, no offense when I say this, but they used to tell me I'm better than the Mexicans. And I like literally when I would look at my different like the level of work I used to put into that and the detail, man, was crazy. Them hours and hours I spent at him, getting on me, making sure this right, that right, this right, that right. That when it came time and when he just pushed me and let me go on my own, He came back a year later and was like, "You got somebody else cutting your grass." I'm like, "Nah, this is me. On you can't do that. Like I'm doing this." But he had asked me at one point. He was like, "Nephew, you doing this for the money, or you doing it because you really love it?" And at the time, I really lied. I said, I loved it, but at the time, I really just liked the money. Like I was making good money doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's a hustle. Like
Yeah, it's
we
definitely a
hustle. Like
hustle.
he definitely instilled that in me to the hustle, man. Like go
Man.
out there and get it, because ain't nobody gonna help you get it for you. So I'm like, everybody, everybody in our family at that time, really got bread and stuff, but they teach you, they don't really want to give you the money. They want to give you the game so you can put you on to get the money. And that's what he did with the landscaping. Because he tried to teach me how to wash cars. I wasn't good at it at all. I couldn't wash cars for nothing. I can't wash cars for nothing. I want to reiterate that. I cannot wash cars for nothing. But I can cut some grass crazy. I can work on cars crazy. I can't cut grass. I mean, I can't wash cars, but I can cut grass. But nah, me doing that, and then once I got later into my life with the college thing, I really learned that football and cutting grass really ain't in my heart as much as I thought it was. Yeah. I like the elements in it. Yeah. But what it was as a core, it really didn't fit me, because I did those because of somebody else. I did football because of my mom. I did grass because of my aunt. I was good at both. I was good enough to get a full ride scholarship for football. I was good enough at one point. I had 30 customers a week. They were grass cutting, just going crazy with grass. And I was good at it. And I'm glad I had those lessons, because within both of those, without both of those, I wouldn't be who I am today. Exactly. Football taught me integrity, taught me how to, stand up for yourself. When you make mistakes, what you gonna do next? Like, you feel me? Like when a job go wrong, what are you gonna do next? It prepared me for that aspect. And being in situations where it's tough, because I didn't played on a lot of state contended teams all throughout high school. And that was hard, and it taught me a lot.
You build great habits. That's something that I think I people we look at people that jump into different stuff, and they be like, "Oh, you just jumped around. Thought you wanted to be a football player. Now you do grass cut. Thought you what's wrong with it? Like we're supposed to. That's how you figure out what. Because the thing is, we as us people, we're gonna be talented. So you're gonna be talented in everything. So you gotta try it, and then you gotta find what you're talented in. You gotta find what you actually like. Then you gotta find that middle bond that I like doing this. I'm talented at doing this. I want to grow and I can make money. Right. Because like how Pop said, is you doing this for the money or you doing this because you like it? Sometimes we gonna do shit just for the money. Because that's how we gotta money. That's how we gotta be sometimes. Yeah. But it's like now we battling trying to get some money and trying to do what we like to do. So you're gonna have to jump around. You're gonna have to figure stuff out, and eventually you're gonna find that middle ground when you keep playing with it. Because as long as you're building that habit of whatever I do, I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna try. That's a habit. Whether it's in football, whether it's in boxing. Like you just say, you play football for top contenders. Yeah, you can't make it there with a half-assing. You feel me? Because you are all in there, whatever you do. And that's a habit you built by doing those things. You know what I mean? So now, if you want to go learn fucking Chinese, you got the habit and mentality, not like, oh, that's too hard. I ain't doing it. No, in your head, you can do it. I've done 50 million things. I can do this. No, you know what I mean? So it's a great habit to still have, though. Like, it made who you needed to be.
Definitely, like that. I would say like those moments I missed. I honestly say like I would think that I missed a lot out on childhood, but it really just prepared me more so through this adult life that I'm really entering now. Since I already had those lessons having a business young. Hey, shit, I'm still in high school with a business and 2 cars. Like I didn't. With a job, and it was a lot of stuff I had to balance young, but it taught me now that I'm able to do those type of things. Because when you get to this type of age, you're gonna have to balance a lot. And I honestly feel like that literally prepared me for what I am now. That's why I'm able to. I learned time at college. The biggest thing I took out of there was time management. Time management was horrible before I went to college. High school, man, you could just turn in work, whatever, depending on what school you went to, turn in work, whatever. At the end of it, turn in all my work. So, college really taught me about how it really showed me who I was as a person. I was real lazy at the time. I was laid back, and then a lot of things I still had a lot of bad habits, from my childhood traumas and stuff. So then
talk about some of that. What type of traumas?
Being homeless at one point. We had a house fire when I was 11 and spent my 10th birthday in a hotel, bro.
Mm.
Literally used to sleep on my auntie floors. Remember one
Mm.
time we slept in the car in the cold. Like, man, like them times was tough.
Yeah.
Like to have it, and then it brought us closer together as a family. But those times was rough, man.
Yeah.
Rough, real rough. But it made me who I am today, and that's what I'm so grateful for, you know.
Yeah, for
And then
real.
another thing too, like, you know, Unc stepped up too in that you know, he was having his troubles at that time, but he really extended his hands, you know, to help us.
Yeah.
A lot of our family did, and that should really show who's here to help and who's not.
Yeah. You talked about being able to heal, from your pops being
Mm-hmm.
gone. Speak on kind of like, what happened to your pops, if that's something you kind of want to talk on.
Yeah. So my pops died to gun violence from the police officer, not from any gangs or anything like that. Let that clarify that right now. Pops died from uh a symbol of police brutality. He
Yeah.
wasn't a white man; he was black. So let me spread that message out right now. The man who shot him was black. He was trying to run away and got shot running away.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
what happened, you know. And at the time, you know, as a shorty, I still got them vivid memories, like, you know, mom crying, breaking down, wondering how she gonna tell us, you know. And I'm just sitting there confused, like, what's going on, like,
Yeah, you was
man.
young.
So I was real young, but I was still at that time. I was starting to, you know, gain the
Cause you
consciousness.
you at the, I mean, I look at my son now, he still remember Pops. He be like, Papa Dre. He think about my son like 6 months when Pops died. So it's like
Man,
2, 3, 4 years old. You know who your daddy is. You
nah, for
know
real. Like you got those, you got
you
faint memories, but it's enough to
you
know.
know who he is.
Yeah. I know that's for sure. Like that's pops, man. I used to remember seeing him all the time, come to the
Yeah.
crib, you know, stop through. But man, just I remember that night vividly, man. Him and my OG got into it, you know. Pops went around about his day, and then the next morning, that's what you feel me. That's when that kicked off. But one thing I can say, I'm glad that even though he is gone, you know, his legacy still lives strong through me, Lakaya, and Kayvon,
Mhm.
you know. And I want to say like when even when I look at my siblings, I still see him. Like I
Yeah.
see that drive that they have, that ambition, you know,
Yeah.
like that go getter. Like my people to
Yeah.
tell me, my pops was a go getter. Like nonetheless, like he might have been a little crazy.
Yeah.
He might have been a little rough and tough, but you know he was a go getter. Like no matter what.
Yeah, no, for real. And man, it just speaks so much because I got a homie that's my best friend, man. He's my best man at my wedding. And he lost his pops. I think he was like one.
Mm-hmm.
And it same thing. He be saying the same thing. I be seeing the pictures of his dad. I'm like, dang, just like you. I'm like, bro, y'all
Man,
spitting images
spitting
of
image,
y'all
but
pops, man. But
it's crazy, and I was like, you know, even when I come around my friends, you know, I cut the dreads off, really get my hair braided. It's really crazy when people see me,
man,
they be like, oh, they literally break down in tears, bro.
man,
Like it kind of like shocked me for it. And then you know when I was younger, I kind of resented that for. I to be
yeah,
honest with you, like I hated when people called me Lil Reggie and stuff like that, because honestly, it was like, you know, when I was younger, I used to hear a lot of the bad, and then I never used to really hear a lot of the good because I didn't hear a lot of stories about my father because it was that loss was so traumatic within the family that it really just, you know, it hurt a lot of us.
kind of just and stuff like that make you leave whatever stories
Yeah,
alone.
and you
Yeah,
really don't get told a lot of
yeah,
stories because
yeah,
bringing up that brings a lot of hurt within the
yeah,
family, you
yeah.
know. So it kind of for a minute I kind of, you know, steered away from that, and it really and I naturally was already a person who was already standoffish and self-efficient. I wasn't really like no real like I was a loner, not
Yeah.
necessarily like on the depressing shit or nothing
But
like
nah,
that.
but we good at being independent.
Independent, yeah, a
Yeah, we good
natural
at being
independent
independent.
kid. Like
Yeah.
my mom would tell you, like, man, I used to take my toys, run behind the couch, and have back then my imagination, I used to ball. Like up here is everything to me,
Mhm.
like crazy. Like you know, cuz like you seen me like 2 3 years ago, man. No bullshit. I was 295, man. Big as hell. But that was all because my mental was horrible, bro. I didn't
Yeah,
invest in
yeah,
my mental. Nobody really taught me how to invest in my mental. Let's say that.
yeah,
Because you know,
yeah.
we come from a long background of
Putting stuff under the
putting stuff
rug.
under the rug and
Yeah,
then using, you know, drugs and alcohol to, you know, cope with
literally.
our stuff.
Yeah,
And I had to literally, you know, at the time, you know, I wasn't drinking or smoking or nothing. So I really had to learn how to cope with my emotions and how to naturally heal myself from the past traumas that I've been through.
yeah,
And it was a fight, honestly. Like it took me a long time,
yeah,
long time to even get to the level that I am now. But I would say like my turning point was really when I dropped out of college. I had to make a decision as a man, like, am I gonna chase a dream that's not mine? Or am I gonna really from this point on really, you know, just find who I am. And at the time, football was everything to me. So I cried, broke down.
So was the dream you was chasing that one yours? Was it school or was it football?
It was football. Football
Yeah.
was everything to me at that point in my life. Like I literally made the starting team in college.
But I'm saying, because you said you was chasing somebody else's dream.
Yeah, I was chasing the image in my head of me
Okay.
using, because my mom put me in football. I forgot to mention that. My mom put me in football early. So it was one of them things where I'm like, I see my mom like what I'm doing because I'm going crazy on the field. I like the recognition. I like the outside validation.
Yeah.
And then internally, I was kind of just like, it was just like, man, I didn't have no feeling towards it.
Yeah.
And then I see that me going to college and me having all the playing through the injuries and stuff like that, me not able to make the money that I was making before. And it was just like, when shit get hot, shit get real. So it was like, do I really love this shit? And I was like, fuck no, I don't love this shit. I don't. Like, it's fun as hell, but don't get me wrong. I was always taught those lessons that, like, you should never go for temporary fun. It's never worth it. You should, even if the choices and the route that you're making are hard on the other side, just you want to be able to really persevere. And that's why I got this tatted. That's why I got persevere tatted on my arm, man, because it means a lot to me, because I persevered through a lot through my life.
Yeah.
And it's just something that just stuck with me, man. Like, I'm an overcomer. And that's what I truly believe. There's nothing in this world that I can't grow through that I can't make it out on the other side.
I think the two biggest words that need to stay in our culture is resilience and persevere, because no matter what, we gonna all go through stuff. No matter what, there is no easy route. The easiest route you can take is a hard route.
No, definitely.
Like, there's no easy route. So you know what I mean? You gotta persevere. You gotta get through that hard stuff and be successful through it. Trying your best. You know what I mean? Success is just trying your best and giving it your all and not quitting, being staying unique, finding different ways to solve whatever problem you got instead of complaining. Right. You know what I mean? We all can find a reason to not do something. Right. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no cameras in here, but we getting it live. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can always find a way. You supposed to be trying to find solutions and persevere and stop trying to complain about
another person who really taught me like that I always found a way is my OG. We grew up without a lot, but my OG always made enough. She always made enough from nothing. I'm gonna put it like that. Not even enough from a little, enough from nothing.
Yeah. And I think I heard somebody say something like this. I be trying to quote stuff. I ain't good at quoting stuff, but I heard somebody say something like, success or greatness ain't about what you can do, but it's about what you can do with nothing or with little to some. You know what I'm saying? Something like I know whoever see here this, y'all know what I was trying to get at though. But
it's like, to make things great is to magnify it,
You know what I mean? But yeah, how far can you get with little, with less, not with more?
What can you magnify with the little that you have?
So like that's important, being able to do that. Yeah, like people can't do that. Not a lot of people.
Not a lot of people can. They get caught out in outside validation. That's honestly what it is. To see what other people got going on in the world is a bad thing, because you don't know what they've been through or what they have to do to get to that level. Like I got I'm gonna use this one instance. Let's say this all hypothetical. I got this one homeboy. He want to be a content creator. He thinking he need a $5,000 camera to start. And I'm like, bro, you don't need that. You looking at other people quality, bro. Just start. You being authentic and being yourself is what's gonna get you to the next level. Literally. Not a $5,000 camera.
Literally. It's about what you can do with less.
For real.
You're worrying about complaining about what you don't got when you should be trying to find solutions about how to make it work to your vision, to your goal that you're trying to get to. And stop worrying about what anybody think about, because their validation ain't valid
at all.
Stop worrying about what somebody else is doing, because when you look at somebody else, it's going to always look better. Mm-hmm. But what's that thing, the 80-20 I think I heard before, because I hear that like being married, you know what I mean? That 20 look real good over there until you get over there and realize it ain't nothing but 20%. You had the 80 over here.
You had the 80 over there and you settle for 20.
You settle for 20 because it look good.
Settle for the 20.
It's going to always look good. So it's like, you ain't got a $5,000 camera, so what? You got you. Can't nobody be you. Damn. I can buy the same camera you got with 5,000. And I can buy that.
Right.
That ain't nothing. I can't buy you. You know what I mean? Right. So you put you on there and you do you, and it's gonna be successful.
You is what I learned that at an early age. You make every decision that you make will impact you specifically. And then I say this because I grew up a lot, trying to increase myself to make people better. So I think that necessarily, even though that was bad, it taught me a lesson that you making yourself better is gonna make everything around you better. For instance, Me losing weight, I done almost dropped 100 pounds now. Me losing weight and finding out how to better work out, how to eat right, bro. I didn't change everybody's life now.
Yeah.
From OG trying to work out now. My little sister just came from college and I had her drop 10 pounds just off changing her diet and working out.
And that's because you do also the thing that we need to remember to do. That I see a lot of people, they always out here learning so much and learn how to do that, but they're not doing that second step, which is you out here giving that knowledge back. You out here trying to motivate, inspire others as well. Give it too. You ain't out here trying to hold it out to yourself and just be the only one in the house healed. Like you're trying to pass.
That's not cool, bro. Because you want to. Because like I say, like the lesson I said before, my family is my foundation too. So me making myself better is making my family better, which in turn is making me better also. Because when I invest in them, they invest back in myself. So it's a constant cycle.
True.
Constant cycle.
Yeah. You got to keep pouring back into them.
Definitely.
So you said you used to box like you was 11 and 12, and now you back in boxing now. What happened? What made you get back into it now? Was it because you stopped football? What
so I feel like I needed another way to express myself, really. Because in a way, I was big in the car culture too. So my way of expressing myself back then was just driving fast, bro. And I honestly, that's not healthy. That's not an honest way to cope with any situation you're going through. If you're in the cars, do not drive fast because you put other people in danger. You put yourself in danger. Whether if you know it or not, I don't care if nobody not on the road, bro. It could be a pothole that's about this big, and if your tire hit it the wrong way, bro, you going off the road, bro.
I'm glad you learned this lesson.
I learned my lesson. It honestly took me to lose my car. Like, bro, I was going through it so bad, bro. Like, I took a 20-minute drive and made it in 7. And my homies to this day don't think I'm for real, bro.
That's crazy.
Now I might not have proof of that one, bro. Now I got proof of that just off me saying it. They still don't believe me. I got literally screenshots of me make it from my job to home in 11 minutes. That's a 20-minute drive.
Yeah, like, that's bro, crazy, man. I'm
like,
glad you gave up the driving and started putting the gloves on.
Yeah, man. And don't get me wrong, I still love cars, bro. But honestly, I found out it's a better way if you want to go fast. You do it in a safer space.
Yeah.
Because me going that fast, me going that fast, bro. I could have took somebody. I could have took me. I could never been here today. I've been in a high speed car crash before, so I know how it feels. And I still to this day got some of the scars on my body from that. And just to think that me losing my car opened my mind to so many different things that I honestly didn't know that I could have been losing in those moments because I was, depressed and down and I needed a way to express myself. Me losing my car, then I always work. And that was another way I could just put my head down and forget everything. But, in them dark moments when you get home, you still up thinking. So now you in this constant battle with yourself and your purpose. So it's now it's like, I don't know what to do. And now you get so distraught, at those times I started, smoking weed, man. I started drinking, going out. Like literally, I'm going out every day with some of my homies and stuff, drinking and smoking weed. I'm smoking sometimes 7 to 8 blunts a day, bro.
Oh, for real?
Crazy. Like, and the thing at that time, I would never smoke weed, but just to think that I'd pick it up because I was just so lost. And then it really just took me, honestly, just getting away from everybody and really sitting in that room and just journaling and finding out what I like to do and really thinking, doing that deep work, and that pause on that, doing the deep work of me understanding who I am and what my purpose is. So I did a lot of journaling, a lot of fasting, a lot of just alone time. Even when I'm at work, just can I go in this specific area so I can be alone and just be in my thoughts and not necessarily have to train my mind to stop thinking of the negative and thinking of positive.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff I actually did on my own, and I honestly say, like, everybody healing journey is different because every individual is different.
You got your own path.
Well, I would honestly say, like, I'm proud that I went through those deep dark moments where I had to literally sit in my mind and think of shit I didn't want to think about. And then honestly, it broke. I used to be at work, literally breaking down, crying, man. Like, nah, I need this time away for myself, bro. Like, you gotta feel like to anybody that's going through something. Honestly, I know those feelings can be hard, bro. But microdose it at a time. Think about it. Okay, ooh. Now you feel yourself getting emotional, let a tear or two out, man. Calm yourself down. Go about your day. You don't have to let it all out at once, because that can be bad, but if you microdose it, bro, you can make it manageable.
And that'd be the reason why a lot of our people end up on drugs or end up trying to find ways to, like, not think
Yeah.
about it, because they think that you gotta put it all out on the table, right? Put it all out right
Right
now. And
now, like you
nah, that
don't.
might be dangerous. You might can't put that all out right
You
now.
might can't never
But
come back from that
yeah,
much
if
hurt.
you do it too much,
Honestly,
but you gotta start healing in some way. You gotta start the
yeah.
process, or it'll never. You'll look up, but yeah, you
And
been gone,
yeah, and
killed
I want to say
yourself.
this now. My healing journey, is still continuing to this day. It's
Hmm.
still some things that I'm still healing from that I still need prayer for, and I want just everybody to pray for me and pray for Cuz, because we just recently lost Unc, and that was hard on him and it's hard on me as well. We both still healing from that moment to this day.
Yeah, that's definitely it's definitely tough. Shoot, man, losing anybody is tough.
Definitely.
Losing people is tough. Losing yourself is tough. I know people, everybody having tough moments. You got to find something to hold on to. I know a lot of people say they hold on to their kids, and you got to hold on to your kids, but you got to find a way to hold on to them. Like for me, things get tough, and it's like I need to be creative. I need to find different ways to do stuff. I needed to write. I need to get in the gym. I need to train. Like being able to put my mind in something else, it helps me a lot, and it helps me build that strength. Then once I put a goal, it's like, all right, this is going to help my kids. This is going to help my legacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just for me specifically, the trauma that I'm going through right now with my pops, is like the way he passed away is
Right.
like
That's
you could have still been here. You could still
right.
be here. You could still be with your grandkids. So it's like for me, I gotta make sure I stay on that tightrope, make sure my kids is in a position where they don't have to fall off no horse.
Right.
Cause then you ain't that's not fall off your horse ain't looking like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I ain't gonna ever be in a position of I'm falling off no horse that now y'all have to be in the position that I'm just in. Y'all ain't gonna
Yeah.
never be hurt like that.
Right.
If I'm gone, it's gonna be because I was out doing what I needed for y'all.
Right.
I'm not losing my life for nonsense. You
Right.
know what I mean? Nobody's gonna kill me. Nobody. I'm not gonna overdose on drugs. I'm not. There's no reason for me to be gone for no dumb stuff, so that y'all are hurt
Right.
about me that could have really been here. No, like if I'm gone,
Yeah.
it's because God said it was my time. You know
Right.
what I mean? Which in every way is God saying
It
it's your
says it's your
time.
time.
But you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
But you eliminate all the external stuff.
exactly all the stuff that shouldn't have been the reason that God
Yeah.
didn't say. He ain't saying
Yeah.
this how he wanted you to go home. You know what I
Right.
mean? He could have got you
And,
home in a
and
peaceful way.
some
God definitely give us the choice to make whatever decisions you want. So sometimes
definitely.
your decisions can dictate,
Yeah.
situations.
Right.
And
It's
everything you do impacts others. You know what I mean? I
right.
think people don't really realize that, but it do. It impacts your life so much, but what you do impacts others. I think about that all the time. Like, yeah, I can't even have a bad day sometimes. I think about that. If I have a bad day and I want to come home like I have a bad day, that can ruin my wife's day. That can ruin my kids' day. I got a son right now who in high school, you already know how it is being in high school. When you're a young
It's
person in
tough.
high school, you in like ninth, 10th grade, you lost because you're trying to figure out who you are. You're trying to be popular. Some days it's good days. Somebody said you look good in school today. Some
Yeah.
days you don't feel bad because somebody said something, made fun of your shoe. Now you feel real
Yeah.
insecure. And now you come home and you're trying to build that security up. And
Right.
now I had a bad day. Now I'm being an asshole to you. And now you want to go off yourself or anything. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
young.
You young, you don't
I
know.
need to be able to manage myself. Because
Right.
whatever I do impacts others. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like when we realize that, it makes you think more like, all right, get myself in a position at all times to just strengthen myself.
Yeah.
And like you say, I need to go cry somewhere, find my space, find my safe space where I know I can go cry over here and my impact, it won't hurt nobody because I'm over
Right.
here crying. And actually that's gonna help me. So now I can come back over here and deal with you
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question though. What
Yeah.
have you honestly found a space where you feel like you can just express yourself?
Like, so what you mean? Like
Like
just in
emotion,
general
just
or since
emotion, like
Pops died?
some just in general, or even yeah, since Pop's dad, honestly, since your Pop's dad.
Yeah, no. For
Mhm.
me, the gym has always been my safe haven, man. Safe
Right.
haven, however you say that word.
Safe haven.
Safe haven. And one thing that I've learned about myself going through therapy is school. I know that sounds crazy for black people. Black people, people like school, real? But for me, for some reason, like going to school really makes my life feel balanced.
Yeah.
That being able to go because I'm a study person.
Same.
I'm a research person. When I tell you the process of me growing in boxing has been so fast is because I sit here and I really watch Why do southpaws move their foot over there? And this is my first time boxing. Why do
Yeah,
they pivot?
it's
What is the study in the science?
a
I'm a very
breakdown.
research. I'm watching everything from Terrence Crawford mid-work. People are like, you watch boxing? Yeah, but do you watch basketball? But how many times do you watch
Listen,
basketball? How many times do you watch LeBron James in summer camp just dribbling, going through? Like, how many times
yeah,
do you watch that? You don't watch. You just watch the game.
you watch the game,
I'm watching him dribble in summer camp.
right?
That's the type of researcher I am.
That's
You know what
that's
I
that's
mean?
the type of
So,
person I am too. Like honestly, like I'm a deep researcher. Everything that I
man,
do, like I can honestly, bro. If I'm lying, I'm down, bro. My homie will literally tell you, bro. When I first started learning how to do bowling, I promise you, I'm like, my homie taught me. I probably been bowling. We was bowling all through COVID, so we was just going when nobody was in the games, like $2 a game. So we in there all day, every day, and I'm just trying. I'm like, man, I really want to learn how to bowl. I promise you, like it took me 3 days, bro. I knew every bowling ball. I knew
mm,
all the pros. I knew all their favorite moves.
man,
I knew where to throw the ball, with all the linesmen.
yeah,
Like I'm a very detailed person, and honestly, like even with boxing, now I love it so much because it's so detail oriented, and there's so many things you can
mm-hmm.
learn. And it's honestly, me playing football, so I have to. I play
Yeah,
defensive line, so I have to learn how to manipulate different people to get to my
mm-hmm.
objective. And it's the same thing with boxing.
Yeah,
I noticed that I can manipulate everything that I do to make.
yeah.
If I know I can show you something, and if I know you looking at what I'm showing you, I know where you're going to go next.
Literally,
I'm literally 5 steps ahead of you.
literally. Yeah, boxing, man, such a manipulating sport. It's such an art and a science,
Definitely,
man.
bro.
But I almost you asked me, do I got a safe space? So like I was saying, because of all that, like yeah, boxing, any gym I go to, specifically, shout out to Sir Boxing Gym, because like I was kind of telling you earlier today,
Right.
when I was real lost, a guy in the gym, because God's gonna come to you everywhere. You know, God's everywhere.
Definitely.
People always think you got to go to a church and put your tithes in order to find God.
Mm-hmm.
God is everywhere. You have people in the streets. You know,
Right.
everybody can't be that priest. But for me, I met a guy that I call Unc,
Mm-hmm.
Coach TJ, and he really just he really kept me grounded with God. He kept me spirited, and he's like I call him my Unc, man, like that's my uncle,
Right.
and but that's like my safe space. So no matter what, I always got to go back there and just talk to him. It made me feel like I'm talking to my granny and shit. Like it's crazy,
Yeah, bro.
but right
Yeah.
now since Pops died, it's been so much going on in my life, and I having my second child on the way, and
Mm-hmm.
just a lot going on. I really ain't had time to even really sit down and do that yet, and that's
Right.
really definitely one of the things on my goal, one of the goals on my list is
Right.
to get that time and be able to sit down and let myself decompose. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But every blue moon I try to, I ain't been able to be at the gym necessarily, but I train. I get time to
Right.
train. I get my time to think, and over the summer when Pops passed, like I was telling you, my job is like a 5 minute drive, but it's like 5 miles. It's 5 miles away, and I work overnight. I ain't had no car, so that time kind of became because I'm crazy. I grew up in a crazy position. Like
Mm-hmm.
so, I ride my bike 30
Right.
minutes at night, 3, 4 in the morning, dark as hell, no lights. Boy, I'm out here in the country. My
Yeah.
wife be terrified for me, like, but I don't even be scared. Like I just it helped me think.
Yeah, because it's so
And look, my wife,
quiet.
my wife scared. My wife like, you don't be scared. And look, cause I'm from the hood, so I'm like, nah. When I was young, I used to be scared of boogeyman. I ain't scared of boogeyman, so I ain't scared of the dark. When I was young, I used to be scared of like getting shot or somebody trying to kill me. I ain't necessarily scared of that. I can handle myself. So nah. She's like,
Yeah.
but babe, what if a deer? I'm like, damn, I didn't even think about animals. Then what if an animal come on? What if an animal come bite
Nah,
me or something,
definitely,
boy? I ain't even
definitely.
think
I
about that.
honestly, man, walking and thinking is so like
Man,
it's
it's needed.
everything,
It's
bro.
definitely needed.
Mine's was me being there working at Amazon. So I worked in the dock, so I had to literally walk all day, every day. And I was just in my head thinking like
Yeah,
people will tell you like I literally be walking and just they'll be looking at me and I won't be paying attention to nothing because I'm so up here thinking about everything. But
man.
you honestly need those times where you can just think. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's so much to think about. And honestly, when life is hard, you kind of get caught up in life and not really thinking.
yeah, for
Thinking is
sure.
everything. With a mind, this is a quote I found. It says, "When a man goes, the body will follow." How you position your thoughts up here is where you gonna do externally.
Facts. And one thing I like I say I suck with quotes, but the Bible talk about something like an idle mind is a devil's playground.
Yeah, idle
You know what
man
I
is good.
mean?
You said it right.
My interpretation is that it's like, yeah, idling means you ain't doing nothing. So you ain't got no vision, you ain't got no goal, you ain't your brain is just ain't thinking about nothing. You just not focused on nothing. When you ain't doing that, God, the devil is around the play. He gonna throw distractions at you. You ain't got nothing
All
to think
day, every
about.
day.
Let me let you think about porn. You ain't got nothing to think about. Let me make you think about money and think about getting money negative. You ain't got nothing to think about. Let me let you think
Definitely.
about drama. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, all that. You gotta keep your mind focused on something. When you going through, so it's like right now, you know, I ain't got time to put time into let me put time into focusing on this pain. Cause I got other pain, I got other
Yeah.
kids, I got other goals. So it's
Yeah.
like it's definitely on my list. I'm gonna
But
sit down, but
like I said, you just microdose it.
you know,
Whenever
yeah,
you can, even if it can be so small, it can be so just in the moment. It can be sometimes, you just say like you could just be at work. You know what I'm saying? You in a position where you just by yourself and nobody really around you. You know, ain't nobody gonna come bother you for a minute. Man, just let it hit you for about 20 minutes. And
yeah.
then just,
You know, my
get right,
problem
refocus right back and be like, I bet.
right now, the tough thing about my life right now, it's a new life for me. Even
Mm,
though like I've been married now, what I want to say almost 3 years now, and I married someone that I love all the way, and she has 6 kids, and I
right.
came with none. So I think I'm still trying to learn how to even find time.
Yeah.
Like I understand, and I've not like this would be in some more times, but I mean this would be in some more podcasts. I'll talk more about this. But I've had a son already at one point
Right.
for 4 years that I raised, but I was being the regular smegular daddy, the one who pick him up every weekend. You know, I had him for a couple months. Winter break, I got him. Summer break, I got him.
Right.
I ain't gonna say I wasn't a good daddy. I was a great daddy, but now that I live with my kids every day, every second, it's different parenting. It's different tiresome. I
No.
understand women. You know what I mean? I'm still on the man side. I understand being a man, but I understand the pain of a woman. Like, bruh, I never get sleep. There's never. I gotta take a shower. I'm listening for other kids. Like, I'm in the shower. What's that noise bumping? You know what I mean? It's like
It
you ain't
definitely is a lot
never.
going
And
on.
I gotta manage so many different kids, so many. And I say all that with love because God has given me so much love and so much riches with it. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I wouldn't trade it for nothing. But right
Right.
now it's like I gotta right now my time is for them.
Yeah.
And for me, I find peace at doing stuff like this. Like I've been wanting to do this for so long. I've been wanting to get behind the camera and I've been wanting to do all this, bro. I got so much
Yeah.
game and wisdom and ideas I want to get out, and I've always been scared to do it.
Same,
And
cuz
I
that's
feel
what's
like,
crazy. It's literally been the same. I was never a picture type of guy, never been
man,
behind the
me
camera
neither.
type of guy. It took me really to find
Man,
myself to learn that, bro. I'm so like, I would say like God has blessed me honestly with wisdom. And it's so crazy that I don't express it or show it in no type of way other than me trying to, help other people.
yeah.
It took me to pour that wisdom into myself to know that me to help others is to me to help myself.
Yeah, that too. And sometimes I think, and maybe this is me giving you a little more game of wisdom real quick
Hmm.
though, but sometimes you're trying to help the wrong people, you're trying to help people the wrong way, not the way that God wants you to help.
Right.
One thing that I was telling my wife about, because she was like, she been doing makeup. She went and got her makeup. She went and did makeup research and learned, went to school, dollar school a long time ago. And now
Right.
she's back in makeup and she only been in about a year. And she's like, babe, I've got so far. And it's like, yeah, because when you're doing God work the way he wants you to do it, you're gonna sprout. So yeah, it's
You
been
know.
all your life. You may have been trying to help so many people in your way that you wanted to help people. And God was like, this is not the way I want you to help. This is not the way you're gonna get it out.
Right.
Like how you said, you got so much game and wisdom inside you, the way that he wants you to give it out, once it start happening, it's gonna roll. You know what I mean? For me, I feel
Yeah.
like boxing always been good for me, but when I start bringing God with it too, like, all right, I want to let however God you want me to get your vision and your mission out. I'm down to do it however you want me to do it. And now it's
Right.
like, damn, I'm pro. dang, I got businesses, dang, I got books, dang, I got family, dang, I got yeah. Because when you do it the way he wants you to do it, not to say to just think about yourself. No, keep thinking about people, but maybe you thinking about the wrong people. You think about trying to help people the wrong
Right,
way. When this is the route I want you to do, and it might be
right.
scary. It might look like it ain't finna work.
Nah,
Honestly,
honestly, I
it
was.
might not finna work in your eyes, but do it, dummy. And this is gonna happen for you. So it's
It's
like
crazy.
we feel like, and sometimes we go down that pit road. I've been down that road of, see, man, you got me messed up. I've been out here trying to help all these people. I'm thinking about myself. Fuck it. And for a while, it feel
Yeah,
like it's working because it can, yeah.
yeah,
Because we got that mentality. Yeah, we can make anything work, but you still gonna feel empty. Like, yeah, I'm doing this on
definitely.
myself and I'm successful, but I don't really. Yeah, yeah. You gotta. God made us specifically black men to be successful because that's what we're gonna be regardless. But to
Hmm.
give all success to others, you know what I mean? We have
Yeah,
to. Now we just always try to give it to people we want to. And sometimes
right.
we can't give it to everybody. It
Yeah,
sucks.
the
I love
wrong.
to give everybody that I really want to
Yeah,
help, man.
the wrong knowledge don't. I'm trying to think of something that makes sense to a lot of people right now, but stuff, little closer stuff just come to me naturally all the
Yeah.
time. But the wrong knowledge sometimes comes to the wrong people, and it won't.
It don't do
It
nothing
don't do
for them.
nothing. Like
Yeah.
man,
They job
they
closed. You can't feel a job that's closed.
nah for real.
So
You can't pour into something that ain't willing to be poured into. You
yeah.
feel me?
And sometimes I feel like what we feel realize is, and that's why we get like that. You trying to pour your water into all these cups. That's like, no, don't come in here. But you keep letting your water out. So now you mad. Now I ain't got no more water. I'm
Water,
out here trying to get yeah,
right?
because you keep trying to give it to somebody who don't want it. Give it to people who want
And
that water.
I had situations like that for because I would say like
Mm-hmm.
I'm naturally a person that people like to come to and talk to. So I
Yeah.
always felt that it was my duty to help people along. I was one of those people who honestly I needed healing at the time myself, but I love to help people with their situation so much that it would give me that ooh, like I really just helped them. But I had one situation where I was trying to help somebody so much and so much and so much, and I was just pouring into a broken glass that I didn't even realize that I'm pouring so little that I have, and it's draining me, and it's not even filling this person up. So now
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling like I'm not doing the work that I've always
Yeah.
done. So
Yeah.
it was I kind of put myself in the loop at that time,
Yeah.
and I will honestly say like that was really the bridge of me, getting away from that person and me really turning my cup to somebody else and just turning it to myself. That's what I
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Sometimes not. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes we get caught up pouring into so many people so much that yeah, you got to rejuvenate and get yourself back together.
Mm.
You got to get your own water back up. I ain't got nothing else no more to give me,
Right.
so I gotta go get me back. I'm gonna go to the ocean and get my pail back full. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like sometimes you do gotta get yourself back together though. Just piggybacking back to boxing. What you got going on with it? What's your goal right now? What's
My goal right now, honestly, I like to work at one goal at a time. I don't never have a big picture because your big picture never is destined to play out. It's like you said, it's we on God time and this is God work right now. And right now, I'm just I'm really focused on learning more about God, learning more about myself. So boxing is a journey that's teaching me more of who I am. Don't get me wrong, like I love to fight and I love everything about it. Honestly, I really do. But this journey that I'm on right now is about self discovery. And boxing is one thing that's a part of this self discovery journey. It's something that I honestly feel like I really want to do. And it's honestly something that I have dreams about a lot, daydreaming just. It's something that fills me up so much that I know that it's just something that I just love.
Mhm.
Like how you just feel about something and like when you think about it, you get happy, you get joy, no matter what I'm going through. If I think about just fighting and boxing, bro, I'm gonna be happy. And I'm not necessarily like a person who just love to fight all the time. Like it's a way I can. It's so much more to me in so many ways that it's crazy. Like I love to learn. I love to give out knowledge, and I can do that by teaching other people little ways, little things, and then I can also teach myself. And then I'm able to position myself to being around people who also teach me too.
Yeah.
But this is honestly just a sport that's just so it's dangerous, but it's honestly something that's so thrilling to the point where it's like, no matter where my journey ends with this, I will always have something to piggyback on. This will
Yeah.
be something that will always teach me about different things in life.
True.
Like
True.
the biggest thing that it's teaching me right now is networking. Because I was always like I said, I was always like a naturally standoffish person. So now I'm starting to network with everybody, and it's crazy, bro. Like this
Yeah.
journey is just wild.
Man,
It's
I'm glad
wild.
you on that journey though. For real, I'm on that spiritual journey. I'm glad you growing. You know what I'm saying? But how about this? Is you gonna be fighting soon?
Mhm.
Yeah, you gonna fight soon? Okay.
That's my
We
plan right now. Right now, I'm in the process of moving, so I'm relocating out of Chicago. That's a big move for me too, and I know that comes with its own trials and tribulations. But I'm all ready for it. I'm at that point now in my life where I feel like I've been in a adultish position for so long that I'm ready. You
yeah,
know, I've been there, done that, tried tribulations, failed, got back up, failed again, to the point now where I'm like, I'm ready for this new process of my life where I can just learn and just be free.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
all it's all about now, just about.
Gaining experience.
I say this because this is how I honestly think about myself. I want to paint the picture of I want to. My painting right now is never ending. I want to paint. I want my picture to be so detailed and so crazy that at the end of my story and at the end of this painting, even if it's not finished, it's so detailed to the point where you can look at every single piece of my picture and it tells a story.
That's real. Yeah.
That's how.
Take your
That's
time, for
just
real.
detail by detail, detail by detail. The smallest minute details. Just that's what I'm working on. Everything
Yeah.
small. I'm in no rush at all. Like honestly, like everything with this boxing stuff, I'm in no rush for it. Even with me going into my first fight, it's not a rush. I've been boxing and honestly working out for. I've been working out all my life, but honestly, I've been, just boxing and working out recently every day. Just shadow boxing in my room, visualizing. That's all about visualizing, visualizing,
Mm-hmm.
visualizing, thinking, studying. I come to you and ask you questions when I got questions. I send you all my film sometimes and be like, cuz give me some game or what I can do better, because I'm always in the process of learning. I'm never a person where I feel like I know everything.
Yeah.
I can be Somebody can be way younger than me and want to teach me something, bro. I'm all ears.
Yeah.
Somebody
For
could be
sure.
telling me something that I already know verbatim, word for word, and it's something that within that message that I'm still gonna be like, oh, I don't know that. So I'm always listening. That's something that honestly Unc told me, like, no matter who telling you, if you already heard it, just listen, because it's
Yeah.
always gonna be a piece of game within it that you never gonna know.
Yeah.
Because everybody perspective and different ways of
True.
living is different.
And just sometimes, sometimes like how you just say, you may know it verbatim, but we be needing to be reminded that sometimes. Sometimes
Definitely.
I heard that so long ago, I ain't don't even use it no more. You said today,
Yeah.
damn, I don't know why I don't use that. It's been there, but I needed you to
Right.
say that to me, and I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Like all that, man. But yeah, you saying close your ears and close your eyes. Now you locked out. You don't forgot everything that you already know. You know it
Yeah.
all. You don't forgot it because you needed somebody to just say it for you.
Yeah, and I think that's just God, just honestly, just giving us that reminder, man. Because
Yeah.
sometimes we do need to be reminded. A lot of stuff weighs down on us within this world. So
Mhm.
sometimes you need that quick reminder or quick wake up call to be like, oh, let me get back on.
True. For real, man. Who you think who right now is your favorite boxer? Give me three of your favorite boxers.
Top right now, Chance Crawford, Canelo, and I want to say, ooh, that third spot is a lot. Yeah, I can put a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though he not current right now, honestly, Mayweather, man, just
Still
just his
Mayweather?
just his
Yeah.
work. I
Yeah,
honestly
yeah.
say
I
his work
can't
ethic.
you
I
can
can never
never
down. I can never
never
downplay his
downplay
work
his
ethic.
work ethic.
His work
Facts.
ethic is crazy, bro. Like
Facts.
that's something that I truly admire. Because even
To this day, he's still like
to do it,
great shape, boy. Like
honestly, yeah, to do it on that level is ridiculous,
yeah,
bro. And
true.
honestly, that's something that I can honestly see far fetched. But to think that honestly, if I just put my head down and work, at some point, in somewhere in my life, I'm going to be at a level where I'm close to that or even above that.
Yeah.
You know,
I say my favorite three gotta be, and I none of my favorite three even fight no more. But it's
right?
Sean Porter,
Sean
Roy
Porter.
Jones Jr.,
Okay.
and Andre Ward.
Okay, I'll
They're
give
my
you them
three.
three.
Chance Crawford and them is Canelo's definitely in my. If it was like top
I,
five,
I
top
can
10,
I watch
but
I watch a lot of, believe it or not, I watch a lot of Andre Ward and
that's my guy. I rock with
man,
Ward.
I just forget his name that quick.
Sean Porter or
No, not Sean Porter.
Roy Jones.
I don't like Sean Porter that much,
Yeah,
honestly.
I like, and he was crazy. Sean
I
Porter
like
is what
Roy.
actually got me into boxing. Like that's who really actually, and I still watch all his podcasts.
Me, it was
I watch, man. To
Tyson
me,
and
I like Tyson a lot too, though.
Tyson and Muhammad.
I like Tyson. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a big boxing fan. I watch a lot of boxing. I never really watched Muhammad Ali boxing. I watch like the highlights everybody watch.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But every time I try to get into it, I'm not gonna lie. Me personally, I'm not. I'm an Ali fan, just who he is, an icon
you
of what
just
he's done
yeah,
for our people, what he stand up for.
definitely.
Him being a dog in the ring, never giving up. But I'm not like I don't study Ali. I don't watch
I
him.
think I just watched a lot of his tactics, like as
Yeah,
far as like how he approaches fights and stuff like that. I
yeah,
think that because he was
yeah,
revered as such a fearless person that he didn't care,
yeah.
and I like that free spirited about a person, like you know,
Hmm.
you still being a gentle person, but you got that edge on you to remind people to not really mess with
That's what I love so much about boxing. How it's uniquely, well, just combative sports at all, like
you.
MMA, jujitsu, kickboxing, all that. If you're in a combative sport, I met people who the nicest, like when I say you look at them, you're like, boy, I knock this little, I smack this little, and that mother will be nicely smiling and whoop your ass the whole
Man, the
time while you
whole time,
smiling,
and
like
then
I'm,
still, and then help you up. That's the type
because
of
he's a
guy
nice
I
person,
will whoop
yeah,
your
because he
ass,
and
and
help you
then
up.
I
He's
like,
such a
damn,
nice
bro, you
guy.
good? Like, it's been times like you feel me on boxing, I cracked them up. I'm like, damn,
Man,
bro, you good? Like, do I just smack shit out your ass? Like,
man.
damn,
So I love that. I love that's what I love about the sport though. Like it ain't no it ain't no size. It ain't no look. It ain't none of that. Ain't no aggression you gotta have. It ain't no.
right?
You can be a butterfly for real. You can be an animal. You could be a Mike Tyson. You could be
Yeah,
a
be a
whatever you
dog,
want. You could be all that. But it's a science. It's a mentality you gotta have. All that though. But
definitely.
I think right now, I'm trying to think who's some bigger fights going on that you've been watching. Anybody?
That
Because
I've been
right
watching,
now, I mean, you in Minnesota right now.
right?
I hope everybody who watching this know about the big Minnesota fight coming up. You got David Benavidez versus David Morrell. You probably
Mm-hmm.
don't know too much about them, do you? David Benavidez,
Now I
the
heard about
Mexican
David
monster, that
Benavidez.
boy.
I
Yeah,
just
he
watched
Mike Tyson fighter, favorite fighter.
um Benavidez just recently fought Canelo, didn't he? If I'm not
No,
mistaken,
no, no. He
that was
want to fight Canelo. He want to fight Canelo
who
bad though.
just fought Canelo? He they was wearing Canelo was wearing brown and orange.
I want to say was it Edgar Berlinga?
Yeah, it was Berlinga.
Yeah.
That was a decent fight. And then I watched it. Andre Ward versus not Andre Ward. Andre Yard,
Okay. Yeah.
Anthony Yard. I keep
Anthony
saying his
Yard.
name wrong. Anthony
He from
Yard.
overseas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he from I think the UK.
Yeah.
Anthony Yard versus Better Be There.
Oh, you just watched the
I
old
just
clip, huh?
rewatched that, even though that's
Yeah,
not necessarily current, but bro,
but yeah,
that
Beavis
was a
better
good
be there.
fight.
And
That
I
was a
like Anthony
good
Yarden.
fight.
I like Anthony Yarden. He a good fighter,
That
man.
was a
Solid,
good fight.
strong.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
like
that,
him.
and I honestly he remind me of myself almost because like
Yeah,
I'm a big strong fighter. Like
yeah,
I might be still small in stature, but I still hold a lot of my muscle from when I was
yeah, yeah,
still playing football. I can still bench 285 and squat almost 500 pounds. Like I'm still strong as hell, but
yeah,
even just had the slickness and the movement with me, like not being necessarily not like Tyson, where I'm just stationary and kind of like predictable movements. I like to
yeah.
be like water. Like a quote that I looked at from Bruce Lee is like, be like water. Be fluid in your movements.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah,
have that point where you can really, well, if I'm getting my flow state, like I'm just bobbing and weaving and having fun, and that's all really boxing about for me, just having fun,
man.
expressing myself.
So if you could build you a fighter, what would be three fighters you can build into you to make your perfect fighter
Perfect
for
fighter
who you is specifically?
for who I
They ain't
am.
gotta be perfect, obviously, because everybody gonna be like Canelo and Mayweather and Crawford,
For
but
who I
like
am
who you
specifically,
are, you know.
number I ain't gonna lie. Number one is definitely gonna be Roy Jones because the manipulation tactics he used.
Ray Jones a dog.
And then I when people know they box me, I stress a lot about getting to their hip,
Mm-hmm.
getting to their hip, getting to their hip, getting to the hip, getting to the hip, getting to the hip, getting to the hip. Like I might not start off that way, but when I'm really fighting, like my biggest movements is always getting on your hip. Like I want to be on your side. I
Yeah.
want to eliminate one of your biggest tactics. Now you probably
All
gonna have
right,
to
all
sad
right.
punch me.
But you gave me one fighter. You give me
All
two
right,
more.
two more. All right, then I'm definitely gonna have to throw Tyson in there because I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Definitely gonna have to
yeah.
throw some Tyson in there, and then Mayweather last.
I feel you. You got Mayweather with defense, Tyson with that dog. Who was your first again?
And then
Dang, you just said somebody.
brother, this how you know it's late at night. I'm forgetting
Yeah.
everything I said. I'm forgetting everything I
You
said.
said
Roy
Mayweather,
Jones.
Tyson, Roy Jones. Yeah,
Roy Jones
Roy
because of the
Jones.
manipulation.
Roy Jones got that speed. He
Speed,
got that
hooks. Hook is why
manipulate.
I
Yeah, he
got my hook from
manipulate
Tyson
you,
and Roy.
finesse you.
And then this manipulate. Mayweather do another manipulation too, but it's more so out of the Philly shell.
Yeah,
And I fight more so out of a high guard. And then,
I need that. I need that Andre Ward because his distance and he's methodical.
yeah,
He's tactical. He know how to stay away. I need that Pernell Whitaker because
Pernell
he's
Whitaker.
smooth.
Yeah, he's smooth.
His
And then
hand
I've been
movement.
watching a lot of James Toney recently.
I
You
was
know,
like, you don't know nothing
James
about
James
James Tony,
James Toney
man.
then bounced around in so
You
many
don't
weight
know nothing about
classes.
James Tony.
And then
Only thing about James Tony's a dog. He just don't care about getting in shape. He don't do push-ups. He don't do sit-ups. All he do
you
is
could tell
spar.
like when his body is kind of
He
like
even
pudgy.
said all he do is spar. All he want to do is
Like he
spar.
was,
You
but
know,
his
none of that.
movements was
Yeah, that boy a dog right there.
like going
That
crazy.
boy dog.
Who your top three?
I need Pernell Whitaker, Andre Ward, and Roy Jones.
Okay.
Pernell Whitaker, he got the footwork. He's smooth. He gonna get you mad. He can pop shot, get out of the way, turn you, get out the distance. Andre Ward, he gonna be distance from you. You ain't gonna never get away, be able to touch him. The minute I get close, I'm letting him off on you. Then I wrap you up. I turn you. I get you up out of there. You mad and said you can't do nothing to me all day. Roy Jones, I'm ready to knock you out. Put them hands together quick. I'm tearing your ass up. It's over with. You going to sleep.
No,
If you ain't going to sleep, I ain't. The thing about me, I'm not really a Mike Tyson is a like. I punch you, go to sleep.
Yeah, I
I
can't
rock with that, but I'm more methodical with it. I'm more devilish with it. I'm more of a like I'm
break you
finna
down.
hit you, and you gonna be conscious and made that decision to say I don't want to fight you no more. I quit.
Yeah,
That's what I want to do.
I'm one of them people where I'm like I want to constantly put that pressure to the point where a lot of people, like I said, a lot of the Mike Tyson's more so of a pressure fighter, and then everybody else was more so like one of those people where like I'm gonna piss you off with my defense to the point where you gonna barely touch. Like you can literally look up if I'm laying them down, bro. I fought when I was 16. I fought my older brothers. I beat all of them. Beat all my older brothers.
Yeah, I remember I heard Tank say this one time though. Like, yeah, we ain't looking to knock you out. We looking to hurt you. Boy.
Yeah,
like I'm trying to make you want to quit.
I'm one of them people like, bro, like when I'm really in my zone, like I'm gonna fuck you up. Like I'm going this whole time, like I'm one of them people like I can literally piss you off and call out all your moves and be making you mad. And then like I ain't the type to really talk shit, but when I'm really in that zone, like ain't no stopping. It's like you like who the fuck is this dude? Like I'm a whole different person. And then I can turn that off quickly to the point where I know if I'm hurting you or something real bad, I'm like, all right, man, this shit done. Like I nearly dropped the motherfucker and be like, hey, bro, cut time off, cut the cameras off.
Say that shit done. It's over with.
Yeah, it's over with. Like, bro, like, wait till he come back. You feel me? Like, and that's when this sparring. But if we in a match or something, bro, I ain't gonna lie, ain't none of that shit.
I can't wait to that, man. Hey, a lot of people think boxing is so fun until they get their first fight, which I feel like you gonna be prepared because I know the mentality that you got, and which it usually boxing usually resonates with football players because we kind of gotta have that same heart and drive.
Yeah,
but I've seen so many people get into that ring, boy, and they don't understand it's a different world.
The lights get hot.
It's a different world.
The crowd get like even
the air in the ring get
heavy.
Heavy. You can't breathe in that.
No
mud,
bullshit.
Boy.
My first ever fight that I was about to have when I was I think I was 11. This was the first time I went back into boxing. First time I went into boxing. I chickened out of that fight because look, they said, look, ain't nobody left. When nobody left in your weight class, ain't nobody left your age. We got a 13-year-old, and this motherfucker 20 pounds heavier than you. 11 to 13 to me sounded like, yeah, this motherfucker grown. I'm like, yeah, I'm out there. I even the cup. I'm like, the cup heavy than the motherfucker. Oh, man, fuck this shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. This motherfucker tried to kill me in here. But in hindsight, I really wish I would have took that fight though. That's one of my biggest regrets in boxing. I honestly can say that. That's one of my biggest regrets in boxing that I didn't take that first fight. Yeah. I honestly hate that I didn't do that because like all my coaches believed them and they're like, man, you finna whoop the shit out this boy. Because I'm telling you, bro, I wish if I could find the videos on Facebook, I'll tell you I will. People used to literally, because I used to box in the gardens too. My coach.
What's the name of the boxing show?
In the gardens?
Yeah.
That I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. It's been so long since I've been over there. But my coach was Von Bean. You know, Von Bean, he fought Holyfield and won all 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was back there, you know, hitting the bag. You know, I was going through a lot of shit at that time when I was younger, and I just needed a way to express myself. So I'm in the same style I got now, fast, heavy shots, but it's controlled. Like I ain't putting all my full strength on it, but it's such a big ass pop where it sound like fire. They thought it was a grown ass man back here. Everybody coming to the back like, who the fuck back here hitting it like that? You look in the corner, it's a fucking 11-year-old kid back there going crazy. All the coaches be like, I don't know what's wrong with him. This nigga must got something going on at home.
That boy depressed.
Man, what? Even on the speed bag, man, like the hand speed, everything. Like people will tell you, even in football, bro, my hand speed was fast as hell. Like,
Yeah.
you want to know what really got me to be bumped up to the starting team? Fucked up starting center. He was tipping, right? So tipping is basically like you leaning, and I can reading that you leaning. I did just like this. He leaning. I shortened up my stance, and as soon as he came at me, I just sassed at his ass, smacked the shit out the back of his head. Nigga fell on his face. Head coach treated the fuck out of me, but shit, the defensive coach was like, "Yeah, you coming up to the starting team from now on."
That's crazy, man. All right, we getting close to the end. I want to wrap this up. I want to say what's some advice you would give to anybody that's going through losing their pops, you know what I mean, rather been younger, older. What's some advice to get them to keep getting through that?
Honestly, um, man, let yourself feel that pain, bro, because that's something I understand as men. You know, we don't want to. Sometimes we don't want to feel the hard things in life. You know, and losing people is just very traumatic, and that's a hard pill to swallow for some people. And I know sometimes as us men, you know, we kind of want to drown out that noise with other things.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, if I can honestly give you any advice, bro, even if you do find the time to drown out it, just microdose it. Like I said before, microdose it. You know, let yourself get a chance to really feel those emotions. Because if you do had it, you bury it deep down now, it's gonna manifest later in worse ways.
True, true.
And then another piece of information I would give you at that moment, and I know this to some this may seem harsh, but at that moment when you lose your father, that the pen is in your hand at that point to dictate what type of man you're going to be. Because no matter if your father in your life or not, I think they necessarily have a big plan to guide us in your life. And then once the point where that their hands is up off you, through the way of passing away, when their hands is really up off you in this world,
Yeah,
you know
it's not your turn.
it's not your turn to paint the picture of what man you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You hold that brush and you dictate what painting you want to paint. That's how I'm worded.
True, man. True. I think that's it for today, man. I appreciate you coming out here, cuz
Man, no problem, cuz you
you
know I
always
had to,
welcome to come
man.
out here again, man.
For
We're gonna
sure.
keep going.
I'm gonna
I
definitely be
hope
back.
y'all took something good, something positive. Hope y'all learned something. Hope y'all can laugh and enjoy this, get some healing. Peace, man. That's all I got.
All right, peace, y'all.
Peace.